So yeah, I wanted to show you what you can do to speed up your machine.
Okay.
Because I know that, oh my word, it's so frustrating. I have the exact same experience on my machine. It's a fairly oldish computer. I mean, it's kind of new because it's got new parts in it. Like I got a new graphics card and I bought more RAM in it, but it's an old board. And the hard drives, some of the hard drives are quite old, but I constantly, over a long period of time, and especially if I leave my machine on the whole day, what seems to happen is a lag all the time because of the slow, what they would call the slow bus rate on your machine. Everything else is working fast except you.
Yeah, because what I'll do is with my laptop, instead of shutting it down, I'll just close the lid, the top part, and just that's it. But
ideally you should be shutting it off and then restarting it so that your machine doesn't. But I'm going to show you what I do. Just let me share my screen with you.
Cool.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's go here. And if somebody joined us, cool. All right, so let's see. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Tell me if you can see. Should be going into the background stuff here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and so you should be able to see my screen.
I see it.
Okay, so what I do is I go to something called Combo Effects. Okay.
What is it called?
Combo Effects.
Oh,
Combo Effects is the neatest little program because it just gets rid of everything that slows your machine down. What you do is you go to this link over here that says bleepingcomputer.com. You got to look for that one there. Make sure it's bleepingcomputer.com. Don't go for these combofix.org because that's just malware. That's just sites that are trying to get you to buy the stuff. I'll show you the way to start doing it. All right, yes. So over here, you just click on download.
Okay.
And you won't believe how effective this is.
Nice.
It solves all your problems just about. All right, so you just save it there. What I normally do before I run it is I'll go to my antivirus program. Like I've got this.
Shut it off.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll shut it off for about an hour. Okay. You can do 10 minutes, but the program might take longer than 10 minutes. I just shut it off for an hour, and then what happens is I'll go ahead and I'll run it now. You'll see what it looks like when it starts to run. But very, very basic stuff. You just click on it, follow the instructions, make sure you've got all your antiviruses disabled, and just go ahead and run this program, and you'll see. Now you might have to run it in administrative mode, but as you click agree, it'll start expanding. Then it'll start doing everything. I want to actually kill this now because I think it might kill our connection. I don't want to actually go to process entire. All right, run that program.
Okay.
And then what that'll do.
Because I know the antivirus sometimes they just do things.
No, they don't. And Fixes does malware and viruses. So if you run that program, what it'll do, if it takes longer than 10 minutes, you'll probably see it starts deleting stuff. And when it starts deleting stuff, it's getting rid of all of that stuff that's slowing your machine down or preventing your machine from running properly. And then it might actually ask your machine to reboot. And when it reboots, your machine will run so much better. So it's a very, very, very effective program.
Yeah, because I was going to go in and like decompress, some of the files, clean up files, go into the, the system that way. But that looks like a lot more effective and easier.
No,
way.
don't do that. No, yeah, don't even bother doing that, because when you start compressing and deleting files, you might delete stuff that you actually need. So this program will get rid of all of that stuff, and it's a good sign. I've never actually had a problem where a machine's never rebooted again in all the years that I've been in computing. I've never had that happen. But if your machine does get to that stage, it's a very good indication that your machine needs to be looked at professionally.
Right.
So, but run the program, and you shouldn't have a problem. And then I run it like every month or so, just to give it a good clean, because as time goes on, especially with Windows machines, it just slows your machine down as the months go on and on. So every 6 months, I do a fresh install of my computer. I get everything out, back up everything, and yeah. So yeah,
that's a good idea. Did you say
that's a really
joined?
good. Yes, Johnny should be joining us soon. I've sent Carl a message. I'm trying to think of a name for Carl's brand. My goodness.
I don't know, but I mean,
I better.
Because like I said, when I watched that training in the 6-figure shortcut, and Tracy Walker was going in and talking about the 7 steps, and one of the big steps was branding yourself, creating a brand. That's where you look at Rhonda, the Unstoppable Tribe or Unstoppable Family. You've got the 24-hour marketing mastermind. And Ryan changed his from Tailored Entrepreneur to Tailored E.
Yeah, Tailored E. Yeah, because people find it hard to spell entrepreneur. Well, I do.
Same here, dude. It's spelling is one of the worst things. That's like when I'm doing my blog. Thank God there's a spell check there. Because I would be, I'd be so screwed if there wasn't a spell check.
Okay, Johnny is going to be joining us now.
Awesome. Yeah, he's going to be going. Oh man, he's going to that event here this weekend.
Yeah.
I bet he's going to be so pumped.
I tell you, I'm so envious of Johnny right now.
Me too.
We cannot believe how envious I am. I'm like, oh my word. Jeez. It's like,
my goal, because I'm sure they're going to, because they usually have events every 3 months, if I'm correct. So I plan on going to the one in July. That should be the next one. And my birthday is July 4th, so I'm thinking that would be a good birthday gift to myself, is to go to a live event, for the iPass and the Empower Network, and just get tons of gold nuggets, man. So I'm going to start saving money on the side to, do that, but I'm also going to even work harder, making more money and blogging more and doing more videos to achieve that goal. Because, everybody talks about how transformed you get from going to one of those. And Johnny
it's like going to camp.
Yeah.
It's like going to camp. When you're a kid, you're going to church camp or whatever the case is. And you get all pumped up, and it's a great.
I did martial arts for a long time. And we had a martial arts camp that we go to every year, beginning of August. And dude, you'd be there for like 3-4 days, and it was the greatest thing. Always look forward to. But I've also been to church camps. I mean, there's so much fun. It's just nice.
It's unbelievable. You know what? I actually think that if back in the day when we had all those camps you had at school camp and church camp, I believe that if back in the day, if we had hangouts like we have today, that we wouldn't be as disconnected as we are, as we were. Because what normally happens is you go on these camps and you come away so pumped up, And if you can't keep in contact with your friends, because back then we never had cell phones, we didn't have internet the way we do today.
Yeah.
So I believe that if we had hangouts, that would just make things a lot better, you know.
Oh yeah.
And this is why I think the book works so well.
Oh yeah. I mean, when Facebook when I first got on Facebook, one of the things I did was, try to locate friends that I haven't communicated with in so many years, and I was able to find them on Facebook. So, that was a good plus for Facebook. Other than that, I think depending on what you put on Facebook can be damaging. I see so many people, talking negative or doing arguments over people, and that right there, you shouldn't really post that kind of stuff on Facebook. But some people do, man.
It is kind of, I think it's hard to get out of that rut. I know people that are saturated in depression and they can't seem to get around. They can't seem to get around because, paying a compliment towards somebody is harder, I think, in a lot of ways, unless you're used to it. Because it's so easy to think of something negative about somebody. And I actually remember that when I was in school, we had a culture of sarcasm that was terrible. And in fact, we had this little exercise where we would challenge to say something good about somebody. And for the life of me, I couldn't think of anything good to say about a friend of mine. I just couldn't do it. And it was embarrassing, actually, because, oh man, that. Hey, there's Johnny.
There's Johnny.
What's up?
Hey, Johnny, we're live on this webinar right now, man.
Do what?
We're live on the webinar. This isn't
right.
This isn't like officially live to everybody else in the group. This is just between the three of us right now. We're doing this because we're trying to share ideas, encourage each other, and perhaps learn a thing or two from each other and what we're experiencing, and also to give other people an experience on a hangout so that they don't have to feel so nervous when they get on one themselves.
Sure, right on.
Yeah, so it's just we're just talking about being negative and how it's such a drag on life, because
definitely, man, being negative. That's what I'm actually trying to focus on. Some different niches. You know what I'm doing and everything. And part of that is having your mindset right and not being in that negative state in order to actually get change in your life. We all want change, but we also all know it starts up here. You know what I mean? And if you don't have it here, you're never gonna get where you want to be. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So, definitely.
Because I was just saying to Wade that it's so easy to say something negative about somebody, especially in the culture that we grow up in. I was saying to Wade that when I was at school, we had such a culture of sarcasm towards being negative towards people that when we did an exercise on like a school camp where we had to say something positive about somebody else, it was so difficult to actually get to that point. In fact, one friend of mine, I couldn't think of anything positive to say. And it wasn't because he wasn't a good person or anything. It's just that you're so used to to pick up all the negative things. And I think, as you say, if you get your mind around being positive, being a positive influence on others, it gets easier,
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's it's just breaking bad habits is what it is. So
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we're all programmed a certain way, like growing up and everything else, and it just goes into that. It goes into like who I think maybe you were telling me, Dave, like after the average person when they get out of school, like they don't even read a book, like they stop learning, and that's like so important because even as growing up, you know, into young adulthood and adulthood, like that mindset and getting that preparation is so important, because if not, you follow into that same 9-to-5 grind, and that's where you stay stuck, because that's what you were programmed to do. That's what we were taught to do, is to get a job and go to work and live paycheck to paycheck and struggle and, you know, and stuff like that. And it's like, people don't get, like, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways around it, but again, it starts all up here, you know.
You know, what's weird is, you know, this one job I do is it's more like volunteer work. You know, I was telling a couple of people that, you know, I'm building my online business, and you can easily see in their eyes or in their facial expressions how it's like, oh, he's going to try and pitch a scam to me. You know, because like you just said, Johnny, people are so used to having to work a regular job. They think it's impossible to make money on the internet and have an online business.
Yeah, like down here where I work, down here at the restaurant, you know, I'm the same way. Like, I'm so excited about my business, I constantly talk about it. You know what I mean? And you'll hear them say, like, I'll straight up tell them, they're like, I'm gonna, like, y'all ain't got much longer with me. Like, I promise you, when I get to my goals, like, y'all gonna see me pulling up in my $80,000 Maserati out front there, coming in here tipping $200. You know what I mean? And you could just see some of them like, yeah, okay, Johnny. You know what I mean? That's okay. And I'm like I was asking this one guy the other day, he's a server. And I was asking him, I was like, man, like, he's 30 something, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life? Where are you going? And he was like, well, you know, I'd like to, you know, I like to work with kids and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's great. Like, kids are awesome. You know what I mean? I like working with kids too, but financially, like, where are you going in your life? You know what I mean? And his response to me was, well, you know, man, I don't really care what I make as long as I do what I like. And I thought, like, man, you've got to have some kind of goal, you know what I mean, and some kind of way to get to. Like, it's all good. We all want to do what we love and what we like to do, but at the same time, you've got to have some kind of, you know, expectation of the life you want to live. And that, it just killed me, because I was like, it surprises me how many people, like, they don't have they don't even see a way to have a vehicle to make that $10,000 a month. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even see that, like, feasible. And it's just like, you know, what you said, when you start talking to them about, yeah, I'm building this business online, it's, oh God, he's about to talk about it. Like, people just don't get it. Like, this is that vehicle. They don't understand that being online and the internet is where everything's going. I was over at a friend's house, and she lives in this nice, you know, modern neighborhood, you know, nice 2-story houses in it and everything. And I'm sitting on the front porch, and I'm watching this guy and his kid walk door to door, and they're putting flyers on the door. So, you know, he walks down the street, and he comes back around, comes back up the street, comes up to the porch. I shake his hand, like, hey, man, nice to meet you. And the guy had the right idea. Basically, he had a flyer that was like a newsletter, you know, that was basically giving some value about what the local home marketplace is doing. And he was a realtor that was going around putting these flyers on people's doors, okay? So immediately when he hands me the flyer, I just turn around, flip it on. I'm like, hey, do you have a blog? And he's like, no, man, I need one. I need one so bad. I know I need one. And I said, well, listen, I'm actually an internet marketer, and I actually, you know, promote and sell a blogging system that is the most powerful blogging system on the market. I said, here's my website, check it out. It wasn't 2.5 hours later the guy signed up. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, like, I was talking to him. I was talking to him on the phone, and I was like, I said, man, this is how you reach a market that you would never reach before. It was like I told him, I said, you've got the right idea. That value you have on that newsletter, put that on your blog.
Yeah.
You know, and then turn around, and I'll teach you how to promote it, and I'll teach you how to do this and that and everything else, and plug into the training and everything else. So yeah, I mean, but a perfect example of how people's it's not that they don't know about the internet, it's that they think it's too complicated to try to learn how to actually use it. This guy was walking door to door in like 80-degree weather with a suit and a tie on, and had his little girl dragging behind him. I was like, dude, like, you're doing this the wrong way. Like, let me school you on how to do it this day and age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about that, Johnny? It's like that guy. Let's say you weren't using that blogging system that you that you talking about, right? And and this person said, yeah, I need to have a blog and everything, and you just did WordPress, or you just did, something like that. And you would have to go, and that guy would have to learn WordPress. You'd have to go and buy books on how to use it. You would have to set up all his SEO. You'd have to get the right plugins. But the great thing about the system is you get plugged into it, and everything is set up for you. All he has to do is just post his content.
Yeah. He was
which is amazing.
He was saying like how wickedly easy it was. Like, dude, he's like, I got my theme designed, I got everything done. Like, it was so easy. And I told him, I was like, I told you. You know what I mean? Like, I told you. I said, and it looks professional too. Like, that's what's cool about it is.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to try very hard to look like a professional. With it, it's like it's there. You know what I mean? And there's all kinds of ways you can use it.
Who's that lady on that lady that's like, she always interviews people on the EN network? What's it? She's always on that Tactical Tuesday.
I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember her name, but anyway. She said that when she started out this whole system, she got her kids who were like 8 or 9 years old to try out the blogging system, and she wanted to see how simple it really was, and they had no problem setting it all up and get it going, just as kids,
Oh yeah.
But look at the it really is simple. You don't need to worry about how to go up and set up all of these banners and moving that little piece of text a little bit to the right. It's all done for you, man. Jeez.
Well, like that guy that was going door to door, he's actually going to reach more people doing the blogging than he would going door to door. And when I first started doing the blogging, I looked at other blogging systems, and I immediately got confused. I was like, you know what, screw this. This is too difficult. But with this system, I mean, it is literally very, very easy. And it's not intimidating. They've got, training there that shows you how to set everything on up. I mean, anybody can do it. It's so simple. Like you said, these kids that this lady had, they did it. So it's an easy thing.
Right. And it really isn't that. It isn't really that intimidating. I mean, if you're going to do, because I'm learning every time I go ahead and do a vlog. It's becoming a little bit easier. I don't feel as overwhelmed as I used to be. In fact, now that I'm actually getting leads into my business through the blogging platform, and I'm actually seeing that happen, that's a big wow factor for me, man. Honestly.
Yeah. Well,
it's the same.
Like I was telling you earlier, Dave. When I posted the one blog. That I did last night, in several groups, and within, I'd say probably maybe 5 to 10 minutes after I posted it, I checked my email and it says, I got a new comment for the post, and this lady, just said, way to go, you touched on everything, Wade, it was perfect, I've been there myself, I know exactly how it is, well done, and dude, that just made me feel great, because I was like, I reached somebody that has gone through the same thing. It touched this individual, and I feel really good about it. That obviously I'm doing good content, so that makes me want to even blog even more.
Right. You know what's cool about that Klaatu too is that you can have 3 different blogs.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can create 3 different blogs with it, so that's what's cool about it. So like for me, what I'm going to do is. Like I'm still focusing on the binary options, but in the same sense, that's not something I really want to blog about, because I don't want to build like a review blog, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is I'm going to take one of the domains and I'm going to turn it into another niche blog, and really just utilize that with some other stuff and drive traffic to that. And of course, obviously, the blog does the selling and everything after once you get on there. It's like a giant billboard, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I love it.
Have you? Because we were talking to Carl last night, and we were talking about branding yourself. Have you done that yet, Johnny? Have you got like a, obviously Dave's a 24-hour marketer. at one point I was going to be the single dad marketer, but I'm changing it to the freedom marketer. So
well, here's what I'm doing in my business, and what I'm focused on is me and my cousin are focusing on building in the relationship niche. So we've actually started branding ourselves. We've been doing videos together, stuff like that, as the relationship guys. And you can check out the blog. It's relationshipguys.com. And it's really, really it's really cool, man, because that's how, like, me and my cousin have always wanted a way to be able to build our online business together. You know what I mean? And it's like, this just makes so much sense because the relationship niche, one, is virtually untapped by marketers, right?
Well, yeah.
You don't have a lot of marketers that are trying to get people into a make money niche. You know what I mean? But how many people are in relationships and struggling, and number one arguments they have are over finances, right? So what we're doing is just basically we're shooting these quick videos, you know what I mean, anywhere from 3 to 7, 8, 9 minutes or whatever, and we're doing them together as these relationship guys, giving value in the videos upon whatever the title or the topic may be, and then basically just like we're directing the traffic to the blog that we have together, and then from that blog together, we're redirecting it to to different places. We've got some different affiliate products and stuff like that we're actually working with, and along with iPass and Empower, So we're trying just to feed all this in the one. Here's what this is doing for me. Okay, so in this relationship niche, this is where I see it going, because it's hard to automatically take someone from that relationship when someone's looking like in a relationship, when they're looking for whatever, like how to get over their ex or how to get over a breakup. They're not really looking to start a business. So what we're doing is feeding them into the blog, where we have different products, like from ClickBank, just like a couple of different products that are in that relationship niche, right? That we know sell, we know they already sell, we know that. So we're making buyers out of them on our blog, right? And then what we do, we're capturing emails, of course, like that. We're giving them free PDFs, stuff like that, and we're getting them on our list. And it's like I told them, we get them on our list. That's when it starts to build into, they're going to know us because they're already building a relationship. They've already watched our video. Now they went to our blog. Now they bought a product from us. They became a buyer from us.
Well, not only that, if they bought a product from you that you've recommended, you've already built that trust with them. Exactly. So when you recommend another product, whether it be iPass or Empower, they're going to be like, hey, Johnny, his brother, cousin, whoever, recommended this other relationship thing that really helped me, so I'm going to go for what they're recommending as well.
Right,
so that's a really good idea because you're building trust with them.
Right, and that's a way that we can build our brand like almost together as those relationship guys. You know what I mean? Like,
you also don't need to see those potential clients as future business partners, because in essence, you are constantly getting people in. You know what I mean? There are going to be some people that are going to move on, and obviously if I understand it correctly, just correct me if I'm wrong, but if I understand what you do is you show people how to get over that struggle in a relationship and how to focus on something better, how to give yourself more meaning, and of course, making a living online is actually giving you some sort of meaning. Because it's a wonderful way to get freedom. It's a wonderful way to actually get yourself some sort of Yeah,
absolutely, and it goes into it goes into mindset too. Because when somebody is like in my niche, when somebody is down and they've just gotten dumped or they've just lost the love of their life, like you have to literally you have to change things, or you're going to stay depressed and down. And all I do, because I've been in such hellish relationships, right? All I do is I just tell my story with it. Like I tell my struggle in the struggle that I've had in my relationship, like with my kids' mom and stuff like that. And I just kind of just tell them how I personally overcame this. I personally overcame this because I chose not to get down in the dumps, not to be depressed, but instead I chose to plug into some personal development. I chose to take my focus on bettering myself by building a side business on the internet and by plugging into personal development and stuff like that. And that's all I'm doing is I'm just explaining my personal situation. And the reality of it is the traffic that comes through the relationship niche, like, dude, these videos that I'm getting ranked for, getting mad traffic, mad traffic. So I know it's not a matter of if. I know that I'm going to relate with people because a lot of the other videos that are on there are like suit and tie, Dr. Phil and Nancy Grace looking people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting into your head. They're telling you, well, you're feeling this way because this part of your brain is actually reacting with this part of the brain, and this is why you feel these. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to hear that crap. Like, you know, they want to know what the hell can I do to stop feeling like this? You know what I mean? Fix me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, I was there, dude. I went, you know, and I was almost in a 12-year relationship, and it ended, and man, it messed me up big time. Yeah. You know, and you know, I will admit, you know, being single and being, you know, by myself, it gave me time to think and really develop who I am now. So, you know, when I do start another relationship, it's going to be much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of having the better mindset, you know, and learning all of that by plugging in online. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And that's the thing is, you know, people just have to have that mindset, and they have to understand that, you know, you don't have to stay in the dumps with anything for that matter. It don't matter if it's in a relationship, if you just lost your job, if you just, you know, if you're coming off, if you just got laid off, or if you just got, you know, retired, and now they're thinking, shit, how am I going to live on $700 a month? Because that's the way we do, right? We work all of our lives to live on nothing, right? So it works for anything pretty much, because you can, you know, it starts with your mindset, and it starts with your will and your drive to actually want to change. I mean, that's the whole thing, is you have to find people that want to actually change. And you know, that's what's cool about, like, in the relationship niche, is because, you know, people are coming to you wanting help. Like, they're coming to you wanting some advice. Like, they're hurt. You know what I'm saying? They're vulnerable. They're wanting somebody to tell them it's going to be okay. All you need to do is this right here. You know what I'm saying? Do this, and you're going to be fine. That's what people want. I mean, that's
what I love about this business, is because, you know, yeah, making the money is great. I mean, it really is. But what you learn beyond that money, how to develop yourself. That's what I love about the iPass and the Empower Network. I mean, it's beyond, to me, it's beyond money. I mean, it really is.
Well, and that's how you become.
It really shows you how to develop a business mindset and how to deal with people. Because quite interestingly enough, just going through the first of the, you know, the silver product, I think it's called Top Producer Formula. Teaches you how to actually multiply your business, and which is essentially putting your business on autopilot, and this teaches you how to do it. You know, so I'll often get people that say to me, "I'm so excited about being in this business. I really want to learn everything. Maybe we can chat tomorrow on the phone." And you know, when you're starting out, of course, you know, you absolutely want to get that person in, and you want to talk to them. But when you start growing and start developing and getting more people in your business, it's harder to manage 200 people. You can't do that.
Oh yeah.
So you've got to start setting up some sort of boundaries where people know that this is an automated system, that you can do everything on your own, and that you do not need to be necessarily shown step by step, because it's all there in the videos. Right. It's all there. You don't need to go through tremendous amount of training. In fact, I was just talking about you the other day, Johnny. The webinar that we were having with what was your name, Carl and Jennifer. That when you got stuck into the training, when you were looking at my stuff, all you really did was you just duplicated what I did. You ran to the video, paused it, ran to the video, paused it, and did your own thing. And you took it by the reins and made it your own style.
Yeah.
And you didn't really have a lot of coaching from me personally, I don't think. You followed all the training that was in the videos.
I copied you. Not verbatim, but I copied what you were doing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this whole process is about. So the thing that I value most about me learning and going up into the upgrading products is about duplicating your business and how I can virtually go into any corporation and show them how to multiply their business on autopilot.
Yeah. Yeah,
which
and that's the thing.
Which is value that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is the training and everything that you get, out of this stuff isn't just for this. Like, you can use this on anything. Just like the guy with the walking around with real estate, he's going to use this to brand himself as a real estate expert online, and he's going to get mad traffic because, I mean, it's like I told him, all it is a matter of just staying consistent. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, what people have to understand is you have to be consistent with it. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's not a. I was talking to a lady earlier today, and she was talking about how, well, do you have to work every day? And I said, well, do you go to work every day? Like, yes, of course you have to work it every day.
Yeah, like.
Like,
don't you need to be consistent to wash dishes? You have to be consistent to fix plumbing. I mean, imagine if a plumber was called to your house and the guy just started work, 5 minutes later took a break, and then came back following
the next day.
Oh my word!
Yeah, like
So do you have to be consistent and hey, you know what? Maybe I should start breathing now. Take a break, and then I'll breathe in an hour's time.
Man,
it is crazy, man. But that that goes into a lot of different other types of just the way people are in general, and people that have that lottery ticket mentality. I mean, I'll let them know real quick, like this ain't for you if you're not willing to work for it, because this is a real business. It does require real work to get real results. You know what I mean? And people have to understand that there's investment in it, but at the same time, literally, I mean, if somebody was on a tight budget, they could run this business on about $50 to $60 a month. Having the iPass Basic and running your autoresponder and stuff like that. You could run that, and get $20 commissions all day long. Like, where else are you going to go run a business on $60 a month? Seriously, you're not. You know what I mean? It's just not one that actually works and that you're going to be able to actually get results. I've had 2 people that started with me that have gotten results in that first week. You know what I mean? Like they've gotten either a trial sale or something in that first week. So it's like, if these people can do it, it's just simply because they're taking action. Then there's no reason why nobody can do it. It's all about the action you take. And I was talking to a lady earlier that has a little baby. She just had a little newborn baby, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm going to have to put him." This is a friend of mine. I was over there, and she was saying, "I'm going to have to put him in daycare." And I was like, "Dang, that sucks." When kids are new, they need to be with their parents. And I started asking, "Have you ever thought about trying to, use the computer to make money?" And she was like, "I'm just not real tech savvy." I said, "Well, look, listen. Here's the deal. One, you can get your hands on the blog with Empower for $25 a month. You can get into our iPass team for $47 a month, just getting in and get some training, and I'll personally coach you and I'll help you and teach you how to do it. But at the same time, you're the one that has to do it, And she was like, "Man, that'd be awesome." And and I give her my link, and what she chooses to do with it is what she chooses to do with it. But that's the thing with this business. What's so awesome about it is if you know how to get traffic, like we know how to do, you can talk to somebody about this business and leave it at that. You don't have to be like, "Oh, come on, please join me. You know what I'm saying?" I remember when I promoted. I was with this network marketing company. I'm not going to say who they were, but they basically had health shakes, you know what I mean? They wanted you to have the home parties. They wanted you to, call your friends, make a list of 20 closest friends and family, and we'll call them for you and all this and that. And y'all have heard me talk about this before. But I had a party, and my mom was the only one that bought from me at that party. Of 13 people, of nine of them who were family members, you know, my mom was the only one that actually. I think she just did it because she felt sorry for me. But you know, I remember walking around and just like telling people about these awesome shakes and how I'm going to make all this money and how you can get qualified for a new car and everything else, and just bugging the piss out of people, man. Like literally, when I would walk up, like they'd see me coming, they'd get away. You know what I'm saying? Like, here comes Johnny again. You know what I mean? So to be able to do this and use the training and everything that we're taught in iPass, everything that you teach, Dave, everything that Ryan teaches, everything, like to be able to use that. And are y'all still with me?
Yeah.
My screen just froze up. But to be able to use that and to be able to just go out here and create traffic out of really thin air, then that's awesome to me.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of people think the system is hard, but it's not.
No, it's not hard at all.
It isn't, right?
No,
it isn't.
Not hard at all, man.
It really isn't. I mean, people are watching this right now thinking, oh, these guys have been at it for years and like they've had so much experience, but it really isn't. I mean, how long have you been doing this, Johnny?
This is like my 15th week in this, and I'm almost at that $1,000. Like I've almost made that $1,000.
Wow,
yeah, like I'm like 45 or 60 bucks away from it, and like that's a milestone for me because I've never made this kind of money online before, and I've tried so many different things. It's not even funny, and to be able to
you're making faster money than I was making.
Yeah.
You okay there? You had too many to drink there.
I'm trying to I'm moving my computer around back and forth here, so.
Well, my screen's frozen up, so I can't.
No, we can see you. We can see you. Don't worry.
Right, cool.
It isn't freezing. But yeah, because you know what, man? My first week I made $71.
Yeah.
My second week I made it was $138, and then by the end of the month I made $400.
Yeah.
And then I think it was 2 months later I made $600. But you actually going quicker than I was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If not faster, which is great, you know. And I know Wade, man, you're a machine. I can't believe how many reviews you make. It's incredible.
I know I've laid off of them for right now because the blogging, like I said, I don't know what it is. I just enjoy blogging. But I need to get back to doing the videos because, you know, that does show results. Even what's weird, though, is I haven't made videos in, I don't know, several weeks, but I'm still getting leads off of those videos that I have, you know. And,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Wade.
Oh, no, I was going to say, and I even get, you know, some comments, and the nice thing, and I learned this from Dave, is, you know, because I've seen people on the Facebook talking about, oh, well, somebody's, you know, in one of my videos or left a comment negative, and I was going to respond back, and I'm like, no, you don't want to do that. Just, you know, remove them. But Dave's like, you know, just ban them from your channel.
Exactly.
That seems to work, you know. So anytime I see somebody, I'm just like, you know what, I'm banning you. Because I get tired, especially with the binary options. They're like, oh, great video, and then they lead into how they're making, and then you see their link, and it's like, my God, man.
Yeah, and that right there, I mean, what I do is when I see that crap, because that's what it is, it's crap. Like, that's not the way the market. You don't go around leaving comments on other people's, you know, comments on their videos and comments on their blogs with links to your blog or links to your, you know, other offer or whatever. So what I do is I'll hit them back. I'll reply to it, and I'll say, when you want to learn how to market online the right way, you can email me directly and I'll give them my email address, and then I ban them from my channel.
There you go.
So they don't do it again.
Did you know the Kolatu, if somebody does put a link, you know, it will automatically go in the spam folder of Kolatu in your comments?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, like people, and I can't even say, I can't even say shit about it because I used to do the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. You know.
before I
Yeah.
learned how to market online, like I was doing the same stuff. You know what I mean? So I mean, I can't
But
say too
it
much
was,
about it.
but you see, this is the whole point. I mean, you're paying for an education when
Right.
you get into the system that helps you to think the right way. And you know, in one way, you can't really blame other people because that's all they know. They just
Right.
think that the way you sell something is just by shoving something in your face.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I was driving today. I was driving today and had this guy handing me a pamphlet, like a little flyer. And man, I tell you, I get so sick and tired of it. My instant reaction is just stay away. You know, I don't want to. And they just keep thinking it's going to work if you just, you know, just shove this in a person's face.
It's
And
like walking
honestly,
up to
it doesn't
someone.
work. I did a thing.
Sorry. I was
Go
just going to
ahead.
say, it's
No,
it's
it's fine.
like walking up to someone on the street and handing them your business card and then turning around and walking away. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's what it's
They know
like.
nothing about you.
Well, yeah, they know nothing about you. I mean, you're going to look at them like, really? Like, this person just walked up to me, handed me their business card, and then walked away. Like, they're full of themselves. You know, and that's the same,
Like, you know,
the same outlook you give when you do stuff like that.
if you were to equate the same thing in offline business, right? If you were to say, how could you get somebody to do service on my car and get them to pay for it? I think that would come to mind is to build a relationship with the client in the sense that what I would do is I would perhaps get a car wash out there. You know, you get a car wash, somebody gets a car wash for free, or whatever the case was, a couple of donation maybe. So you're giving something of value for free or at very little cost for something that you know goes for a lot. And while they're there, they can see what you have to offer. So
Right.
it's kind of like window shopping. It's kind of like when you go and buy a stick of gum, pack of smokes, or whatever the case is, and you see that candy bar on the store and you're going, oh, I could take that, you know? So you actually learn the principles of selling through the system that we're learning, which helps you in every area of life. You
Oh
know,
yeah. You know, like with my blog, a lot of stuff I
Gee,
do is
that's
like motivational stuff, and I'll have on the
Mhm.
right side, I'll have areas where you can join, you know, my freedom, opportunity, all that. So a lot, but the stuff I'll blog about, I don't really put my link in there, you know, because it's right there on the side. They can see it. I want them to realize I'm giving them value. I want to build that trust up with them, you know.
And wasn't that a hard thing to do in the beginning? Like,
Uh,
oh man, I got to put my blog there.
Yeah, you know, like I said, when I first started blogging, I mean, I hated it, you know, because
Yeah.
I thought it would be difficult. Because one, I've never been the type person to write stuff. I've never liked writing. You know, even when I went to this community college, one of the ladies there, she's like, you know, why don't you like writing? You do really good at it. I'm like, I don't know, I just don't like it, you know. And then it's not that I don't mind typing or doing any of that. It's just trying to find out what to write about and then put it in words as showing value. That's where I get frustrated. But you just constantly, you know, you stay consistent in doing it, it becomes so easy. It's just like, you know, remember the first time you made a video on YouTube? It took forever. You know, now I can do it with
Jeez.
one take. Before it would take me like 5 or 6 takes, and I'd be like, oh
Right.
crap, I got to redo this again. You know, as long as you stay consistent, it gets easier and easier and easier. And then when you get that down, do something new, you know, that
Right.
you haven't done before.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
like
because
sorry.
Like
Carry
doing a webinar.
no,
Like doing a webinar, you know, that's going to be tough for me to do, but hey, you know, like we're doing this hangout right now, it makes it so much easier, you know, because you're just telling stories, you're encouraging people,
yourself.
you know, and I mean, I remember when you were doing webinars, Dave, with Ryan back with Online Product for Newbies, and back then compared to how you are now, it's a huge, huge difference. You know, you're more confident and more just, it flows. So,
Yeah, like the one way to do the webinars, and I kind of noticed this when I got on Ryan's the other day. Like I noticed if you just act like we're hanging out, like literally like we're talking just now or just like on Skype or whatever, then it makes it a lot more fun. It makes it a lot more interactive. You know what I mean? Than it is if you look at it to where, oh shit, 80 people are watching this right now. You know, live, and you know what I'm saying? Like if you just put your mind like, you know what I'm talking about. I know you do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you just put your mind like, okay, nobody's really like I'm just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking to you just like I'm talking to you on Skype or whatever. Then it makes it so much more like for me. I know it makes it so much more comfortable just to be able to. Oh, okay, I'm talking to Ryan because that's whose face I'm looking at right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing. I'm hanging out. You know, so it makes it a lot more easier for sure. So, so I'll leave for the event tomorrow.
Wow,
I'm super excited about that.
I'm so jealous.
Right?
So jealous.
I'll take lots of pictures.
Me and Dave were just talking about that.
We were saying. Oh man, we got to get there, and when I get to that mark that I said, and you challenged me, you said you got to get to the States. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm so pumped because like I've followed this stuff for so long, man. So I've followed the events, but it's almost like when you watch them in video, like it ain't the same. It's almost like going to watching a race on TV and then being at the race. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited, man, that I'm able to go to this one for sure. And I already told Ryan. I said, I was like, you got to give me an interview, man. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what do you mean? I was like,
hey,
I want an interview.
I booked you first, man.
Yeah, like I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like we call it. He was like, yeah, man, we'll do it right. So like I'm super excited because like for me as a marketer. Of course, I'm going to use this to brand to hell. You know what I'm saying out myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to use this to every which way to put myself in that position of authority. You know what I mean?
All I know is when Dave makes it to an event, we have to be there because it's going to be insane. Dave, Ryan, Wade Baskin, me, Johnny, Jake, Steven, Jenna. It's going to be insane.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
awesome.
Can
you imagine all of us in one room?
I think we'd have a hoop, man. It'd be great.
Whatever bar that goes in there, it's gonna be here comes the South African. Look out, man! He's a 24-hour South African marketer.
Yeah. I thought about what Ryan was saying the other day. You remember when we got off the hangout way, and he was like, "Dude," he was like, "You need to brand yourself as the redneck marketer." You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, that's a good idea for sure. Like, I could run with that for real.
Yep.
Wow, man.
I mean, yeah, I cannot believe.
Amazing.
Yeah, because that's this weekend that you're going. Man.
Yeah, I'm leaving out tomorrow morning, and we're driving up. I'm only about three and a half hours away from it, so I'm not far. So we're just driving up.
That's gonna be too much fun, man.
Oh man,
too much fun.
Incredible, man.
I'm gonna try.
I just wanted to share with you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to share something with you guys. I had the most amazing experience today. Like it's over here. Well, today it was Wednesday. Okay, it's not Thursday here, but Wednesday, day of the week, right? Just decided, you know what? I'm gonna go out. My friend, I'm gonna take my mother out. We're gonna go and do some stuff. And my mother wanted to do some shopping. She got some stuff together in the grocery cart. So she was working out what she could afford to buy. And I was like, you know what? I can pay for this. And it was a most amazing feeling to be able to do that. To be able to say, I'll take care of it. So it's, dude, I'll tell you. You cannot believe like I have no, what's the word? You
have no weight on your shoulders, man.
Yeah, no weight on my shoulders with that extra debt looming over me, and especially here, man, because I've got like this kind of thing happening in the background where a guy might try and get some money out of me, and I really have no worry about it.
Right.
You know, it's like,
well,
I can get a lawyer.
I have noticed a little bit lighter of a step out of you, dude. You don't seem to have so much weight on you.
Oh, yeah.
You're walking a little lighter. You don't have that monkey on your back, man.
No, I know, man. And I got the first. I tell you, this phone is the first time I've been able to afford the latest technology in phone. I tell you something. Oh man, it's like the flagship product, and I'm so I don't, I'm not really a gadget guy per se, although I do like computers, but it's just really, really an amazing feeling.
Oh yeah. See, and then what's going to happen is when you're in town and you're gone, your phone's going to go off, and you're going to, I just made a sale. Oh, I just made a sale. Yeah. You know?
I did that the other day.
That is a great feeling, dude. That is.
Oh man, I wish I could. I want to see if I can get it to you. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to you. There's a section. Johnny, I just hear this tapping on your side. You're right.
Oh, he's texting.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
He's
my bad.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Excuse me.
Here we go. Let me just show you this.
Hey, I'm gonna refresh.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see here, I've got like 5 straight sales from that. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see. Congrats. I don't know. I might not be focusing. But right there, there's like 5 straight SMSs of like congrats.
Nice.
And if people see it, I'll be like, oh, what's that in dollars? Are you kidding me? $100? What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wicked.
And I'm not saying,
I remember you telling me about.
I'm not saying it to brag or anything.
Oh no, I remember you telling me about the time you went to the bank and you were forgot what reason you went at the bank, but you made a sale or something like that, and you were showing the lady there, the receptionist or whoever I can't think of the name, how you're making money, and you were making more money than she is, and she was like, oh my God.
I was like,
how often do you hear about that somebody who has an internet business is making more than a bank employee? You just don't hear about that. That was impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've never been approved for a credit card in my life before, ever.
That's right.
Like I've never been able to, because there's such a process. And I'm sitting there, and she's looking at my bank statement, going, "Okay, approved." I just kind of went, "Man, I'm pre-approved," So yeah, that's good.
You say to yourself, "Finally!" Yeah.
It's a whole nother world, man. It is crazy.
I know.
This is when people sit there and think that this system is a scam, it's so irritating, because it's like, if you just give it a chance, open-minded, this system will change your life dramatically, man. I mean, I've never come across a system that is so easy to operate, and not only is it easy, but it's fun. I mean, I've doing this business, I've met you, Dave, I've met you, John. I mean, there's so many people that I've met that, I cannot wait to actually shake your guys' hands at an event. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's what's cool about this is how you can build relationships with people. You build those, like, across the seas, across the world, across the globe. You can build those relationships with people and, have genuinely good friends. Like, I know for me, like, my background is not had the best group of people to hang around. You know what I'm saying? So like when I had to consciously make that decision to where, you know what, I'm done with the life that I lived, you also have to kind of break away from the people you're around. And that's how this has helped me with this too, is with getting to, you know, mastermind with people and make new friends and build these new relationships. Like you guys are my friends now. You know what I'm saying? Just because I look through a computer screen, that doesn't mean that, you know what I mean, like it's not real. It's absolutely real. I feel like that we are, you know, like we're all friends. We're all a team. You know what I mean? And I love that, man, because I've never had, like, I feel closer to you guys than what I ever have anybody that had been a friend before. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So the relationships that you get to build on top of that, like, it's just awesome.
You know, and that's a theme that runs through a lot of the people in my team. Like Aidan was saying to me, from Ireland, he was saying that he speaks to me more than he speaks to his friends there. And he works at the business every single day. And I've seen this with you, Johnny. I've seen it with you, Wade. You are consistently doing this every day. Yeah. It's not like you're skipping days. I see people come in and out of the business all the time. But you guys, you're hooked now. You know, you've seen the results. Yeah. And you know, even when people see results, they still don't. For some reason, they still don't take consistent action. I mean, what is that? That's why if you've got to work for it, and you've got to see the results for yourself. You've actually just got to go through that grind, and say, you know what, I'm going to stick through this. I'm going to make it happen no matter what.
Right.
Well, as we're talking right now on this hangout, I'm on Facebook, I blog right now in other groups. So.
I mean, that's what it takes is being consistent. You know, that's what you have to do. So that's just the reality of it.
So here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm just gonna end this webinar right now. Just give me a second.
Okay.